Sri, anything particular?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir, this morning...
Please, one second, Mike.
This morning we have read about a shocking case of huge amounts of cash unearthed at the residence of a judge of the Delhi High Court. Earlier, 50 members of parliament have submitted a notice to you regarding certain remarks that were made by a judge of the Allahabad High Court. You yourself have repeatedly called into question the urgency for judicial accountability. You have in fact directed the leader of the House on this issue. Sir, I request that you please make some observations on this and give necessary directions to the government to come up with a proposal for increasing judicial accountability.
Honourable members, I am seized of a representation by 55 members of this House, and I have taken all necessary steps to get their verification. First mail was sent to all of them, and the good thing is most of the members have responded positively, helping me perform my duty. Some members are yet to do. A mail reiterating the same has been sent to them. I have taken all procedural steps, but I must share with you one concern that is engaging my attention. Of the 55 members who signed the representation, a member's signature appears on 2 occasions, and the member concerned has denied his signature. Now, I do not wish to get into this act which may graduate to culpability to a higher level. If the number is above 50, I will proceed accordingly. Therefore, most of the members have cooperated. Those members who have not done so far may please do it in response to the second mail sent to them. Then the process will not be delayed at my level even for a moment. Coming to the second aspect, the leader of the House is not here. I had the occasion to reflect in a very focused manner that what appears in the Indian Constitution has to emanate first from our founding fathers, and then any change effected whatsoever has to be sanctified by the Parliament, and in some cases by 50% of state legislatures, and then finally it gets constitutional sanction with the Honourable President signing it under Article 111. And therefore I had pleaded with the Leader of the House that the House needs to know that Constitution which, according to this directive, holds the field today. You all will recollect if the mechanism which was passed by this House with near unanimity, with no dissension, only one abstention in Rajya Sabha, all political parties conversing, going in for the initiative of the government. I wish to find out the status of that which emanated from Indian Parliament, made sacrosanct by endorsement of 16 state assemblies in the country and signed by the Honourable President under Article 111 of the Constitution. That historic legislation endorsed by this Parliament with unprecedented consensual support unknown to parliamentary history of this country dealt with the Malays very severely. If the Malays had been dealt with, perhaps we would not have countenanced such kind of issues. What bothers me is that the incident happened and did not immediately surface. If it happens with a politician, he becomes a target, a bureaucrat, an industrialist immediately. And therefore, systemic response, which is transparent, accountable, effective, I am sure will be on the way. I will get in touch with leader of the House and leader of the opposition and find a mechanism for a structured discussion during course of the session, subject to their agreement.
So what about today's news, sir?
I said last, I discussed with them. We have, fortunately, the House is blessed with leader of the House, who is also president of the ruling political party, leader of the opposition, who is also the president of the main opposition party. So with these two very distinguished people being present in the House, I am sure their counsel and others will also come, and then I'll discuss some structured discussion which so far we have not had. I indicated this. Derek O'Brien raised the issue. I indicated that I'll come back to the House. I will find their convenience during course of the day and deliberate on the issue. To greet members. And also to greet them in advance for their birthdays. Honorable members, pleased to extend advance. Honorable members, pleased to extend advance greetings to honorable members of Parliament. Shri De.
And that is why, themes like Bahubali are, and that is why, themes like Bahubali are, blockbusters.
Yeah.
So, we need to understand when it started during the freedom struggle, the influence of British cinema on Indian elite was a very different kind. And that's why we need to understand the role of Dadasaheb Phalke.
Yes.
And the way he looked at cinema. I don't know how many of you have read or seen a Marathi movie called Harishchandrachi Factory.
Yeah.
I think it's a phenomenal movie, not because of the, the technical standards of the movie, but the content and the characterization of Dadasaheb Phalke. He was a very astonishing character, and it is in a way continuation of the earlier session on freedom struggle. And when we are talking about we the people, who are those we in cinema? And I don't agree with this foolish idea that cinema influence society or society influence cinema. It is a very complex process. It is not a typical Marxist kind of dialectics. The point is whether the storytelling has a social reflection, whether that we the people of Bharat is reflecting in those stories or not. What I feel post 1990s, that is frankly not happening.
It's not happening.
Not happening means in the mainstream at least, because it is very. It's not about. It is not being unrealistic about the thing. It was always there in storytelling.
Escapism of cinema has always been. I think, if anything, in the last 20-30 years, there's been a attempt at making something more like the 70s or 60s, where the song and dance cinema was very, very popular. Which is so. In that sense, do you think it is more realistic now? Is that what you're saying?
I'm in fact saying it is more unrealistic.
Okay.
Globalization and the foreign investment in cinematic or rather creation of storytelling industry. I'm not talking just about cinema. Foreign investment in, suddenly somebody, earlier also, and I'm not talking in 2013, when there was 100 years of cinema and most of the people were actually talking about Bollywood. I said, in fact, Bollywood is not Indian cinema. Bombay
course
Talkies
not.
is not Indian cinema.
Yeah.
Indian cinema started much earlier. 1913 we are talking in 2013 simply because Bombay Talkies was much, much later. Yeah. So, before Bombay Talkies was formed, there was already Prabhat Theatre. There was already Tamil film industry. There was already Telugu film industry. There was already Bengali. There was Assami.